What's up, guys? I'm Rico.
And I'm Dan.
And we are two dudes. And today, we're going to be talking about a very taboo subject.
Dropshipping
on... Alright guys, let's talk about this whole dropshipping on Amazon thing. Now, everybody knows about dropshipping on Shopify. Everybody knows you go, you set up a website, you throw some crap products up there and run a buttload of ads and you go broke and you get no sales. Because that's actually what happens when you dropship with Shopify. Like, nobody wants to talk about it. Your favorite guru doesn't want to say that's what happens. But that is generally what happens to about 99% of the people that dropship on Shopify. And it's a terrible thing. And we're not going to lie to you and say, hey, do all that craziness. What we're going to talk about is something that everyone says you shouldn't do, but actually works better than any other business model out there. And that's dropshipping on Amazon.
So why is this successful? How can you be successful at dropshipping on Amazon? Let's get this out of the way real quick. A lot of people come out and say that Amazon has this strict no dropshipping policy. So you'll see a lot of listers that'll find stuff for sale on Walmart, Target's website, and then order it from there and then ship it to the customer on Amazon, which explicitly you cannot do that. That isn't taboo. That is just not allowed. If you get caught doing that, you'll lose your store and you'll never be able to sell on Amazon again. What we're talking about is finding vendors, suppliers that provide product that you can buy. You can buy the product from, that you can list on Amazon. You're probably familiar with fulfillment by Amazon, where you essentially either make the product or have somebody that makes the product, and then you send it to Amazon and they fulfill the orders for the customers. That is a great way to run your business on Amazon, but it does require significant capital for the product right away that you can send to Amazon. It takes a lot of money right away. Drop shipping is great because you can take something that you would get for $5 or $6, sell it for 15 to 20 bucks, and then Amazon takes a little bit of cut of that pie, and then you get essentially the rest of the profits. The thing that you really need to think about when it comes to drop shipping is times. You'll have lead times. So the supplier, the minute you place an order, the supplier may have it or may not have it in stock. That could take 5 to 7 days. It usually does roughly 5 to 7 days. Sometimes you might also get delays. Since the product is not actually on hand for you, you then have to worry about if they have the product, if they cancel the product, if they can't get it anymore. You might have to work with multiple suppliers. But so within Amazon, you can increase your handling time. This extends your delivery time for the customers. So if you set your handling time 5 to 7 days, set within your shipping template, maybe 18 to 24 days, depending on where you're shipping it to and from, then it gives you enough lead time to deliver the product to the customer. And that's the biggest thing you need to think of when it comes to doing this on Amazon is your metrics. Valid shipping and tracking. If you don't ship it on time, you get dinged. If it gets delivered late, you get dinged. And there's another common issue is product not actually making it to the customer. At that point, then you really have to work with the customer to either refund them or refund them their money or send out another one. We've had some of those common pitfalls happen to us.
It happens. So everyone says that you can't dropship on Amazon. You can. There's ways around it, and it's kind of a gray area for Amazon. And it's really no different than dropshipping on Shopify, minus the fact you're spending a buttload of money to get traffic. People go to Amazon in the first place. They go to Amazon to shop. They're not going to Amazon to look at torque videos. I know I'm not, at least.
Not me.
Yeah. You go to Amazon.
I have a purpose.
Yeah, to shop. You go to Amazon to buy some stuff. You go to Amazon to buy baby rattles and cat collars and all this other stuff. Things that you would never even imagine you want to buy, you buy on Amazon. So when it comes to business on Amazon, people like us, people like you, who want to make, some money, either a little bit of money or a whole lot of money, running a six-figure business. So everyone's familiar with the whole Shopify, business model. You find something from AliExpress or Alibaba or DHgate, depending on your supplier, your product, and you guys, ship it, from there. It's natural, guys. Like, people are going to search for the products that you're trying to sell. Why in the world would you drive traffic to that if you can get it for free? This is how you're going to accomplish that. You're going to find good suppliers. Suppliers that are going to ship within 1 to 5 days, realistically. Any longer than that, you guys are risking your time. You got to be careful because, like Dan said, the metrics are very, very, very important. Amazon will shut you down with bad metrics. So you want to find a good supplier on, let's say, AliExpress. Let's say you guys are selling cat collars like everybody else on Shopify is right now. Everybody's running ads on Facebook for that crap. but you're selling cat collars. You would go find your supplier on AliExpress or Alibaba or DHgate, which is a little used website. It's underused, not little.
Underused.
Underused. I don't know why people underuse it, but anyway, you find your supplier, you figure out what you're going to get that for, how fast it can get shipped, and then you take that to Amazon. Now, Amazon gets their cut. You know, they have a listing fee or whatever, a listing fee.
15%.
Yeah, it's like 15% usually, whatever. You're like, yeah, you got to pay Amazon to play, but it's free to list it. And there you go. You just list it and make sure you have a really good product description. With all those things we're going to get into, like the product description, the bullet points, your title, all that stuff. We'll get into that in a later video because it's very, very, very important. What you guys need to understand and what you guys need to know, you can dropship on Amazon.
Yep.
As long as you are the seller of record.
Yes.
You have to be the seller of record. You have to be the one to handle all the returns, the customer service, all that stuff.
Yes.
You can't, drop ship from Walmart or Target and be like, oh, just call Target. That's not going to fly. Amazon will shut you down like that. You guys are the ones that are going to handle all that. Amazon clearly states that you can have a third party fulfill your orders. There's no mistake in that.
Nope.
And there's no reading between the lines or any of that stuff. Believe me, we have called seller support several times to verify this because we still have our Amazon store. Unlike your favorite gurus who don't have Amazon stores anymore or never did to begin with. You have to ask them any questions that you have and get clarification. In this case, we did all the legwork for you.
Yeah.
It's all clarified. You can drop ship. It's a gray area. You just have to be very, very careful with what you do.
Gotta be the seller of record. So when you list your products on Amazon, you better have your store name in front of it. It better look like it's coming from you. That's the biggest key. Like Rico said, if you do not do that, you're probably going to get in trouble.
Going to get shut down. Yes, so we're going to talk about the big Shopify, the big bad beast that is on everybody's tongue right now. Everybody's trying to do it. Everybody's trying to make money. And we have a Shopify store, and that's not to say Shopify's bad. We're doing 5 figures on Shopify just fine, but it doesn't have natural traffic. Like now, it has. We've had it long enough to where we're getting people visiting the website every day, but it's still not like Amazon. People are kind of browsing, whereas on Amazon, people are going to shop. They're not necessarily just browsing, and if they are browsing, they're buying something regardless. It's very rare that you're going to get someone who goes to Amazon who's window shopping and that's it. They're going to Amazon to buy. Now, whether they buy from you or from someone else, that's going to be up to your product and your product listing and you optimizing for it. Now, you can run paid advertisements once you get to the buy box for your dropshipping products, which you can. We're going to get into another video. Dan will actually highlight that in a solo video for you guys.
How do you win the buy box?
Yes, that's going to be the title. So keep an eye out for it. So you can win the buy box, and then you can run paid advertisement, which helps increase your sales. I mean, you guys will go from making $200-300 a day to $600 or $700 a day. And I mean, and we did. Once we got the buy box for our product, it was almost like overnight.
A heartbeat.
Like boom, done. Next thing you know, we're making way more. We were making double what we were making beforehand. So, with that, you're not going to be running near as much paid traffic as you would with Shopify. With Shopify, you're going to be testing multiple products. You're going to be testing tons and tons and tons of products per day because that's the only way to get any sales. You have to run traffic to all those products because you don't know what sells. It's not like you're just going to be running, paid traffic to, like a collection and hoping that someone buys. Like you have to figure out which product is going to win. Amazon, it's very simple. You can list 1,000 products, and guess what? You don't have to optimize any ads because people are naturally going to Amazon to buy. They're just going to stumble across your product and buy it. And the more they buy it, the higher ranked your listing goes, which means you're going to get even more sales without having to do any of the craziness that Shopify calls for.
It's a major pro.
With Shopify, you have to find your audience. And unfortunately, a lot of people can't find the right audience with Facebook ads. It's difficult. It was difficult for us. We spent a lot of money. We probably dumped $2,000-3,000 initially just with Facebook ads to get a couple sales before finding the right audience and the right product. It's just ridiculous. Now Shopify does have its own pros. Like you can list whatever you want. You can sell whatever you want. It can be yours. Like you own that traffic. You own those customers.
Yeah, you don't
with
have
Amazon,
Big Brother watching over you, Amazon Big Brother watching over you and telling you and dictating every little thing that you can do with your returns policies and stuff like that.
Yeah, now that's kind of annoying. Amazon tells you what you can and can't do. Shopify, there's a lot more freedom. You get to own your customers, so you can create email lists. You can blast things out and say, hey, we're having a sale. We're doing 20% off, our new product line or whatever. And that's one of the true benefits of e-commerce with Shopify. You get to own your customer base and retarget them. Whereas with Amazon, they're kind of like a one-time deal. They buy from you and that's it. Now you can use apps like JumpSend to send a follow-up email for reviews and stuff like that. But you're not necessarily wanting to do that because you don't want to bother the customers. They're not yours. They're Amazon customers. Point blank, period. So that's kind of a downside. But when you're doing enough sales per day, you're doing $700 to $1,000 a day, you're really not going to care whether you get that customer back or not because you have so many other customers coming to buy that stuff.
Well, speaking of which, getting to that point where you're doing 50 to 75 orders a day of drop shipping, let's talk a little bit about the cons. So it seems all peachy keen that my goodness, I can make a ton of money and I don't really need to, only thing I really need to do is front the money for the product, which I'm already getting at a discount, and then charging the customer on the other end more. Wonderful. Yeah. That's great. But
that's fantastic. There's
growth issues. So there's a lot of things you have to consider. One of the biggest is growing too quick. So if you start exceeding, like let's say for instance you're doing like $50 to $100 a day and you're doing that for maybe a couple weeks, life is good. You can control that. You can maintain that. But if you grow too quick, if you double down on that, if you go up to $200 to $400 a day, that's even more money that's coming out of your pocket. If you're not getting that money back quickly, and we've already discussed this with Amazon shipping policies, if you're not getting that money back quickly, you're strapping yourself financially, and that becomes a major issue if you're selling on Amazon. And it's very easy. It happened to us.
It happened, and it was bad.
Yeah.
But you can get daily payouts with your Amazon store, and we have a video in the link below that tells you how to get those daily payouts. We did all the hard work for you guys.
Payability. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool that saves sellers every single day.
Yes.
I highly recommend you check out that video. But that's one of the biggest cons. And another big con is shipping. So we were talking about metrics earlier. And we'll have a video covering more about Amazon's strict metrics and returns policies and shipping policies and all that lovely stuff. But because you're a third-party seller on Amazon, you have to abide by their rules. And they have a metrics system that calculates if the product that you shipped arrives on time, if you ship it late, if you have a valid tracking number. They're very, very anal when it comes to those type of metrics. And if you start slacking on those metrics, that is when Amazon's going to start looking at you closely. You're violating their terms, therefore you could get shut down. And you are much more at risk when you drop ship on Amazon with those metrics. FBA, not so much, because Amazon, you literally ship it to them and they take care of it all. If the customer says your product's crap and garbage, fine, whatever. Or if it arrives damaged, they'll refund you the money. It's a wonderful way to live. Drop shipping is a little bit more difficult. It requires a lot more detail and attention to detail, and you have to be extremely comfortable with the suppliers that you're doing business with. If your supplier slacks off and doesn't ship your product on time, guess who's getting the wrong rub? You. And that's not good because your customers are going to blame you. And another big deal is returns. So let's say, for instance, like he was saying, you have to be the seller of record. So let's say, for instance, you ship to a customer and the customer says that you sold them a pair of boxers and they say it's just too small. Well, you can't ship it back to where you bought it from. You have to ship it to your home business address.
Well, the customer can't ship it back to that supplier. The customer has to send it back
the customer has
to you
to,
as a business.
Exactly. So Amazon will print you a label, and that label would return to whatever you have as in your return address, which is great. But also kind of a pain because then you're going to start getting inventory, to your house that you'll need to find a way to move. Because once you get the inventory, as long as it's in the shape that you sold it to originally, you have to refund them the money, or Amazon will do it automatically for you. That's another kind of an issue that you will run into. So you should have some sort of secondary store set up like Shopify or eBay where you can repurpose that product as long as it's in good condition. But that there's some of the things that you may run into as being a dropshipper on Amazon, and it's a headache. But at the end of the day, for not having to front so much money, you can make a killing right off the bat. There's tools to help you succeed. That's what we're talking about all the time in our videos.
Yep. And we'll go over more of those. Like he is the man when it comes to all those tools and stuff to help you guys make money. Shopify has tools. They have great apps. I'm not saying that they don't, but it's much easier to have apps that control everything from start to finish. Amazon is fully automated. Our Amazon store is automated outside of placing the orders, and we're going to show you guys how in a future video. That's it, guys.
Pretty much wraps it up.
We wrapped it up for you. You can drop ship on Amazon. We're going to be going more in depth because it seems like there's a huge misconception in the e-commerce space about drop shipping on Amazon, and we don't want your favorite guru to lead you astray. and that's coming in another video. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, man. You know, we got links in the description below, you know, for our Facebook group where we talk about e-commerce and we do some pretty sweet weekly giveaways. That's also where we're going to be announcing the winner for our big 500 subscriber giveaways. So every 500 subscribers, we're going to be giving away things like this and that, you know. So every 500 subscribers, we're going to be giving away video game systems of the winner's choice. There's no gimmicks, no games, nothing, completely free. So you guys make sure you stay tuned in. We're going to hook you up. All right? Peace.